We're about to enter one of Beijing's oldest surviving hutongs, narrow lanes that have shaped the city's history for centuries. And these gold-framed signs indicate that this is an historical site. The word hutong comes from a Mongolian term meaning water well, because early communities were built around shared wells, the center of the neighborhood life. These alleys date back more than 700 years to the Yuan dynasty, and they once formed the basic layout of Beijing itself. Every lane was a small community with neighbors who knew each other for generations. Over the past few decades, many hutongs have disappeared as new roads and modern developments expanded across the city. But the one we're walking through today has been preserved as part of Beijing's cultural heritage. It gives us a rare look at how people lived before the high-rises and wide boulevards arrived. Hutongs aren't just alleys. They're gateways into traditional courtyard homes called Siheyuan. Most doors along a hutong look simple from the outside, but behind them is a whole world, a family compound centered around a private courtyard. In a moment, we'll step inside one of them. As I keep walking deeper into the hutong, I'm reminded of how much history these lanes carry. Many of them date back to the Yuan and Ming dynasties. For centuries, they shaped how Beijing residents lived, worked, and interacted with their neighbors. Every hutong has its own personality. This one still follows the traditional layout, with narrow passages connecting clusters of old courtyard homes. It's a reminder that Beijing isn't just grand palaces and temples. It's also these lived-in spaces that have held families together for hundreds of years. Stepping inside this Siheyuan, the layout immediately feels layered and intricate, the result of decades of modifications. After the 1949 Communist Revolution, many Siheyuan owners felt uneasy about being homeowners because they thought it went against the new ideology. Some abandoned their homes while others turned them over to the government. The central government then assigned multiple families to live here. As these families grew, they built additional rooms, gradually shrinking the open spaces and creating the maze-like corridors we see today. The Siheyuan doesn't open into a clear courtyard. Instead, it's a series of small areas between buildings, just wide enough for daily activities. The walls and roofs reveal the home's layered history. Some are brick, others are cement or plywood, while the roofs alternate between traditional tiles and sheets of metal. This patchwork reflects how residents made the most of limited space, while still creating a private, functional home. Despite the modifications, these areas remained lived in, and every nook is used as bedrooms, kitchen, or storage. This Siheyuan is a story of practical adaptation, where generations shared every corner while making the space their own. Stepping back into the hutong, the first thing we see is a row of motorcycles and bicycles parked alongside a wall. Nowadays, this is a common sight in the hutongs. Moving through the narrow passageways, sometimes barely 3 or 4 feet wide, the old and new coexist. Many Siheyuan have the traditional red doors, a symbol of good fortune and protection. Here we find a set of modern red doors with good fortune right above them, and a communication system and a lamp attached to the gray brick walls, blending convenience and tradition, just like these red doors with the keyless entry. Walking through these lanes, it's easy to see how the hutongs and Siheyuan together shaped the way families lived, interacted, and built community. Families typically decorate their Siheyuan with symbols of prosperity. Red lanterns like these hanging in the doorway of this one are a classic symbol of prosperity, popular even outside of festival seasons. Exploring hutongs gives a glimpse into the heart of Beijing, where generations have created homes, raised families, and maintained a unique way of life that endures even amidst modern change. This historic hutong has a plaque on the side of the wall near the street telling us a little about its history. The sign says that this is Feilongqiao Hutong. Its name means Flying Dragon Bridge, and this hutong dates back to the Ming Dynasty more than 500 years ago. It was named after a small bridge that once crossed a canal here, both of which are now gone.